first section for my micro fringe is going to be one turn back of the comb. I'm going to take the section across. This is my short side, getting longer. I'm going to come across, pick the section nice and tight, and then with my razor, I'm going to shatter a nice soft line, letting my fingers move in the direction of the longer hair. To create my micro fringe. Here in my micro frame area, I'm going to switch to my contour shear and coming in, not necessarily joining it, giving it its own position here. I'm going to come in, turning in with my shear and going right in close. Down, 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 and down just to hit the jaw. Once that section's complete. My next section, I'm going to take the section from just behind my micro frame to the back of the ear. I'm going to begin my layering in here, combing my section out and taking this as a progressive layer. Comb the hair nice and tight into your fingers, but cut loosely. And I'm going to begin to shatter lightly little C-sections. This will cause me a nice frame behind my micro frame. Now I will continue back behind the ear. My guide is here, so my guide will always be next to me. Therefore, I will never cut back into my guide. I'll take my section up. I'll take my section out. Once I see my guide, I will begin to just do nice C-sections into a progressive layer to save my length. I will now move back around into my blue and red zone. Continue taking that guide with me. And as I come through, find my guide, I'll begin to cut. Work all the way around the head till you get to the front on the opposite side. Cutting it loose. Having dried the haircut, I'm now going to remove the length. We do this by taking all of the hair into the center. Going to pinch it in our fingers. We're going to take our RZ blender. We're going to go right across and we're just going to open and close it until our length disappears. This makes our line extremely soft and organic. Anywhere you feel you need to strengthen it a little bit, that's okay. And that's how we just get our soft Mystique line on the edge. Now, coming into the interior of the haircut, I'm going to take my comb at the high point of the head and just using diagonal sections, I'm going to comb the hair out and beneath my fingers. Taking the RZ blender, keeping it parallel to the floor, I'm just going to break the weight. Keep coming in with slow diagonal sections and just break off the weight as necessary, moving our fingers all the way to the edge. Working through the back, your sections will become more vertical. When we get back behind the ear, we want to change back to a diagonal section. till we work our way around the whole head.
We'll begin with our zigzag section from the top of the ear to the top of the other ear. Then take your tail comb and lightly skim the bottom of your zigzags to create your ribbon weave. We'll isolate that up and clip it away for later. Then we'll black color this nape area. Our formula is 5 NA with 20 volume. Drop down your ribbon weave. Let's split it into 2. And now we'll begin to base and stretch both ribbon weaves, just lightly painting over top, taking our TK2 comb and combing straight through just once. Following, we'll load our board with some pure blonde here because we'll begin to melt our ribbon weave. So taking our paddle, we'll place that directly underneath, and now we'll begin to saturate, meeting that base color, really melting that through and saturating all the way through the ends. Moving that paddle down as we continue to saturate. I like to use the paddle so we have some nice pressure. We'll hold these ends here, and that's when I can use this fast step just to lightly melt this through. We'll use foil, and I'm just going to catch this underneath and let that drop down. We'll then place foil on top of foil and do the exact same thing on the other side. As we move up the head, again, skim just underneath the black zone on your zigzags to create your ribbon weave. We'll isolate that section, clip it up and away for later, and then we'll block color the rest of the blue zone. Drop down your ribbon weave, and we'll approach it in the same manner as we did the ones below. We'll split this into 2, base and stretch both of them, and then saturate, placing it in a foil. Moving into the red zone, take your tail comb and draw right through the center here, cutting that diagonally because we're going to place a pure shadow slice at a diagonal forward. Let's pick this up. Not working any larger than 1/4 of an inch thick. We'll fold the foil living on the outside. And now we'll begin to shadow diagonal back. So the foil is a diagonal forward, but the shadowing is a diagonal back. Placing that in at an angle. We'll then meet the base color here with our pure blonde, saturate all the way down. We'll then skim underneath the zigzags like we did previously, clip your ribbon weave up and away, and then we will block color the remaining 2 sections in the red zone. Drop your ribbon weave down and apply in the exact same fashion we did in the back. Working into the green zone of the fringe, take your tail comb once again, skim just underneath your zigzags to isolate your ribbon weave. We'll clip that up and out of the way. And then we'll block color around the hairline and then place our ribbon technique over top. Drop down your black and green zone and then split it completely into 2. So we've got our black zone will block color, and then in the green zone, we'll work into more pure shadowing. Separate your green zone into 3 pie-shaped sections. We'll then place 1 pure shadowing slice at the divide of each pie shape, so 2 foils. We'll get in at the divide, take our tail comb, pick up a beautiful slice here, fold the foil of the lip on the outside of the foil, we'll place underneath that slice, and then we will shadow, once again, diagonal back. So taking your pure color, we'll just shadow in here on an angle, ending on a high left, and we'll mirror that lightener application just underneath. Let's saturate all the way down here. And then of course, you want to seamlessly shadow, so brushing up, brushing down, and then smoothing out to finish. We'll place foil on top, and then move on to the other divide of the pie shape. Having finished placing my pure shadowing, I now will block color the remainder of the hair.